Rod.
I'm a Sun Devil, man!
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Check this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Today. Just one the other way. It's still going back. That's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it.
Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Taco Tuesday's wonderful edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, as we roll on celebrating last night, women's hoops, the Molly Miller era begins with a victory. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, but she did deliver on what she talked about, team's effort and energy and passion, especially when it comes to the defensive end of the court. And they get the victory. So, yes, celebrating that today. Forks up to you, to the team coach, but to you, your staff, and your team, Coach Miller. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome how you again. It's the first game. Yes, there were some. We'll talk about. We'll break it down a little bit. We got a lot to get to today, man. We're going to go through this opening pretty quick. We're going to hear from Coach Hurley. We're going to hear from Coach Miller. First of all, the victorious coach, and we're going to hear from some of the players as well. We will also hear from Coach Hurley as the men get set for tonight. So we're going to hear from him as well, as they have their season opener at Desert Financial tonight, 7 p.m. Come on, it was a good crowd last night, pretty good crowd last night. But again, we can definitely do we can do better. Coach Miller, I mean, again, delivering on what she said, so we can definitely do better, Sun Devil Nation. So let's go, Pitchfork Lunchers. Let's get out there and support Coach Miller. And again, they'll be playing on Saturday, and again, you can have a doubleheader Saturday because hockey is back in town too. We'll talk a little hockey. Coach Powers, we'll hear from him. We will hear from him. So yes, we will hear from Coach Powers. So again, don't forget about hockey. Yes, finally they got their first conference NCHC win in their first game on Friday in Miami, but then fell on Saturday. He'll talk about it. We'll hear from Coach Powers today too. So yeah, crazy busy day. But yes, volleyball, they also will be playing tomorrow night. Texas Tech will be here. It'll be country night, so showing that there's a little country flavor in the Southwest here, not just – I mean, obviously, Texas is in the Southwest too, as you guys know. Your Sun Devils, your Pitchfork Lunchers. I just have to explain it to the people down south that don't admit to watching the show. And even when I razz them like that, they still watch the show. So, nonetheless, we will get to that. But, yeah, country night tomorrow night, Texas Tech in Desert Financial Arena. I mean, look, you had women's hoops last night. You have men's hoops tonight. You have volleyball tomorrow. Then we have volleyball on Friday, taking on BYU. Hockey Friday, taking on Colorado College, another NCHC matchup. Like I said, we'll hear from Coach Powers. And then Saturday, you have women's hoops at home again. And then swimming at home in the morning, 11 a.m. You go from swimming to hoops to hockey. What a phenomenal Sun Devil day. I mean, does it get any better in the Sun Devil neighborhood than that? I'm going to say no. Well, I guess if you added football and some baseball to cap the night off, maybe some softball too. So technically it could. But for what's available, how about this? For what's available, does it get any better? Absolutely not. So let's go, Pitchfork Lunchers. Let's get on out there and support the Devils. But, yeah, tomorrow night, country night, the Sun Devils shall be taking on Texas Tech, like I said. So, yes, that is, again, the whirlwind of what is going on. But I am Michael Caratanito at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter, as you guys all know. You can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also check out on the wonderful world of IG as what the slamming kids, the 100 kids, it's a great new vocabulary. I guess, it's what makes, language, I guess, fun in the world, go round and round and be fun. But anyway, go to IG. It's michael.caratanito.5. You see my name, just add the dot and then another dot and then the number 5. Cinque in Italian. That's for Martina Frantini, who 2 fouls last night, but looked good. I mean, just, a freshman and a few freshmen played. So yeah, it was exciting. But like I said, we'll hear from Coach Miller. But yes, the IG. Also, guys, YouTube. Go to YouTube, watch live, which you should, but subscribe to the YouTube channel, because if you've missed the show and you haven't been keeping up these last 3 seasons, again, I understand, busy, but I do kind of still say, I always say the shame on you, but that's why I'm here for you. Go to YouTube and watch live. But when you're at my page, subscribe, because for all of the plethora of phenomenal conv reviews that you guys have missed, whether it be with coaches, players, voices, insiders, a wonderful athletic director who was at the game last night as well. Not that he wouldn't be, again, very busy man, but and I'm sure he'll be at men's hoops tonight too. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a quick word from him and have a little quick word from him at the game. But yes, still efforting sitting down with him. But all have been here, and again, we have some phenomenal alum too, and we're gonna be getting even more and more players too. So yes, coaches, everything here, Pitchfork Lunch. But go to YouTube and watch live and subscribe to my channel. You see my name, it's Michael Caratonito, but when you search my page, it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. And guys, and guys, subscribe, because again, you have missed a plethora of like I said, phenomenal conv reviews, and it's all there. And if you've missed season 1 or 2, well, you can binge watch season 1, binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3. Again, we're in season 3 here. So again, forks up. Let's keep it rolling. Let's get you more involved too. But, and then you'll be all caught up, keep watch, basically 3 episodes a day, I would say would be good, because you could watch 2 from season 1. And then keep watching season 3, and then, get through season 1, then go, then you take a little breather, watch a few, just season 3s, and then start season 2, boom, boom, boom. And then, hey, man, you'll be all caught up. Suggestions, anything, you guys can always hit me up message-wise. So, yes, do that. But, yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And let's see. Oh, man, you got to be kidding me. Oh, the Devils dropped 2 spots in volleyball rankings. But yeah, real quick before we get to that. But again, it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. Watch live. But guys, subscribe away, and forks up to the new subscribers as well. Yeah, it's crazy to me. The Devils fall to Iowa State, who is now wasn't ranked. They came in at 24 because, they get credit for, a 5-setter against the Devils on their home court, and the Devils drop 2 spots. They go from 6 to 8. Like, are you kidding me? At 18-3, I mean, Louisville's 18-4, got one more loss, and they're ahead of them. Nebraska is still the only undefeated team. Texas did drop 2. I know they were undefeated, but Nebraska 22-0. They are the unanimous number 1 team in the country right now. Kentucky is at number 2, and then Pitt is at 3, 19-3. Texas, like I said, at 4. Stanford's is still at 5. And Texas A&M, they jumped 3 spots, SEC, whatever. And they're at 6. Louisville jumped 1 spot, 8 to 8, and then ASU went down to number 8. But again, they're still, they play Texas Tech tonight, who is not ranked. But yeah, you look at BYU. I mean, they're number 21 in the country, and they are, like I said, they will be here Friday. But again, Texas Tech first. That's, there's no looking ahead for Coach Van Niel. And obviously, they weren't doing that in Ames last Friday. But again, a 5-setter, it cost them 2 spots to a team that's now ranked because they beat them. So, Either way, you got to take care of yourselves. Just keep playing, keep playing, keep rolling. Again, I'm not going to sit there. I just sounded like probably an SEC fan there. So my apologies to you guys that I'm not going to sit there and whine, although I'm not so much as whining as to it's just ridiculous. Certain teams ranking sports, all that stuff. But anyway, still, either way, Texas Tech tomorrow night, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow too. But they will be here, so that is awesome. But yeah, last night, guys, oh, what a matchup! What a game for one. Oh, apologies about that. But yeah, what a game again it was last night for the Sun Devils as Molly Miller. Again, the Molly Miller era begins. And what have we seen from, being out there just preseason, even when first been there? Team's going to play with energy, the hustling, the diving for balls, everything. And they get by the way, they won 67-53. I probably should have mentioned that to you. Yeah, 67-53. I know you said they won, but they pulled away. They were down after the third quarter. It was crazy when you think about it, because they outscored them 16-12 in the first. ASU outscored Coppin State, whose head coach, and I'm so bummed I forgot to mention this yesterday. Playing obviously having playing for you guys, Martina Fantini and Eloisa Carrera interview, little Italian Brazilian mix there. But don't worry, we got more coming through. We got but yeah, I forgot to mention, and I know I mentioned it when he first got hired after the staff got let go, but Daryl Mosley is the head coach of Coppin State. It's good to see Coach Mosley. Got to catch up with him quickly before the game. But again, good to see him. And yeah, he's got a team that they got a lot of fight in them. I mean, they were 50% from the 3-point line. First game out, 50% from 3-point line. But the tough part is they were only 45% from the free throw line, which, again, they were 10 of 22. Had they made all 22, which again, not everybody does, but I'm saying you make 12 more, this is a 2-point game. So, but yeah, 50% from the 3-point line for Coppin State. ASU was a morbid 11% from the 3-point line. That's one thing. But again, coach said you're not going to be peaking right now. Yes, they did get to the hoop. But yeah, 67-53 was the final. Marley Washington's led the Devils with 17 points, but right behind her, Gabby Elliott had 16 points, right? 4 players in double figures was awesome. So Washington's Elliott, 17 and 16, like I said. And then McKenna Brackens, what a game for her. She dropped 14 points. And then the aforementioned Eloisa Carrera, she dropped 13 points. So, yeah, I mean, it was nice to see 4 in double figures. I mean, you look at what the Devils did. So, yeah, I mean, they shot 26 of 63 from the field, 41%. All right, it's but again, 2 for 19 from the 3-point line, which again, not it was tough. I was talking to a good friend of the program, Jeff Metcalf. Got to work out with him. Actually, we're going to get him back on as his extremely in-depth following and his background of women's hoops here at ASU, but we were talking at the game last night, and yeah, at some point it's like, yeah, go move the ball around, and it's not like they were forcing them. They were open shots. I mean, there were some pretty open threes. There was, one or a few that were, pseudo contested, you could say, right? But yeah, they're just not going down. But yeah, they were, 13 for 18 from the line. So 72%. What I always say to you guys, you want to be 75%. At home, there's no excuse not to be, shooting 75% and up from the free throw line. But nonetheless, 72.2, 13 to 18. In the first half, they were – in the second half, they were actually 5 for 6. Yeah, in the in the first quarter, Marley Washington's was 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Bracken's was 1 for 2, so they were 6 for 7 in the first quarter from the free throw line. Then in the second quarter, 2 for 5. Last year, Poa, who again 10 assists last night, had a hell of a game. Just her leadership, her obviously being in it. Yes, it's the first game, but the calmness and the team's hustling, but just kind of keeping the team calm and making sure the ball's moving. Coach talked about all this. I know I sound like I'm regurgitating what Coach just said, but Coach is saying it because that's what she does. As in last year, Poa had a hell of a game. But yeah, 2 for 5 in the second quarter. So go from 6 for 7 to 2 for 5. So 8 for 12 at the end of the half. And then in the 8 for 12, at halftime. So just 67%. But then you hit the third quarter and they're shooting 75%. They were 3 for 4 from the line, as Gabby Elliott was 2 for 2 and Carrera was 1 for 2. And then in the fourth quarter, they only had 2 free throws, Gabby Elliott, but she sank both of them. So that, and in the second half, 5 for 6 in the second half. So, but yeah, you look at, again, you just look at what they, did. Elliott 6 for 14 shooting. Watching it, Marley was, 5 for 13. She was 2 for 8 from 3. Again, a lot of open looks, just not dropping. But again, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Absolutely perfect. Love seeing that. Gabby Elliott, 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. Last year, Poa was 1 for 2, as was Holosia Carrera was 1 for 2. McKenna Bracken's 2 for 5. So, yeah, it was it was very interesting. But yeah, again, the hustle, everything. And then at the end, guys, I played it for you. You saw Molly Miller. Up there. Leading the band, yeah. Look at this. As leading, I guess last night's match, leading. what it could be. So, absolutely awesome. Absolutely love it. Oh, wait, hold on. And then blocked out there, but players winning the ball. One bell ring, as you know, the victory bell here in Sun Devil Nation. So, but yeah, absolutely awesome. Again, just overall, like I said, oh my gosh, guys, 19 steals. 19 steals. I mean, look, the Devils did have 23 turnovers. It is a first game. I'm not making excuses. Again, not SEC talking out of both sides of the mouth. But they forced 33 turnovers. Yeah, they had 23, but you're still plus 10. You'll take that, right? And they also had, 18 assists. So, minus 5 there. But yeah, I mean, look, Coppin State, you're minus 20. That's 33 turnovers and 13 assists. So yeah, that's but yeah, I mean, look, to have 19 steals, force 23 turnovers, 5 block shots. Man, I mean, and the Devils led for 28 minutes and 59 seconds of the game. It was tied for 2 minutes and 33 seconds of the game, and Coppin State had a lead for, 8 minutes and 28 seconds. The third quarter was the toughest. Like I said, it was 16-12 Devils after one. Then it was 29-25. They both scored 13 points in the second quarter at halftime. And then Coppin State, though, in the third quarter, defensively, I mean, the Devils did miss some shots, but they Coach Mosley made some adjustments. Granted, again, he, was familiar with Jaya Levette back. It was great seeing her on the floor as well, contributing in 14 minutes, 0 for 2 from the field, but had a rebound, had an assist. So yeah, I mean, it's just but yeah, I mean, the third quarter, Coppin State, and then the fourth quarter, well, hello, they scored 20. Coach said, you'll hear this, they scored 29 points in the first half, and they scored 27 alone in the fourth quarter. So yeah, that's a fourth quarter. But again, cobwebs, everybody has them. People say, oh, coaches always say that, but it is, you can practice and you can have, yes, you can have those closed live scrimmages that they have, and they did. It's just not the same as game day and, getting used to, yes, you're preparing, teams are different. Everybody understands that. I'm just saying, little cobwebs. But, yeah, that fourth quarter, man, you talk about hustling, diving for balls, rebounding. I mean, fighting for rebounds. They had 36 rebounds. They out-rebounded Coppin State, 36-31. A plus 5 there. But, man, 18 defensive rebounds, but 18 offensive rebounds. Yeah, again, you can see Molly Miller, again, the imprint of, what she wants, definitely there. So, hey, we're going to step aside. We're going to take a break. We're going to hear from Molly Miller when we get back. And also the girls. We're going to hear from Bobby Hurley. We're also going to hear from Coach Powers in hockey. So, yeah, we're moving. Do not go too far. And, enjoy your tacos. Hopefully, like I always tell you, this should be a little spicy. But we'll be back with Coach Miller after this here on Pitchfork Punch. All right, we are back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You can watch the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Follow me there. Don't be bashful. But yeah, again, a 67 to 53 win for the Devils. And again, Molly Miller in her obviously first game as head coach. So yeah, it's again very very exciting to say the least. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I love again, and just the way the team played as well too. So that's in and of itself very very huge. Um, um, and like I said, there's a lot. Again, it's mix and match. Not, I mean, completely like full solo substitution, but like see the lineup, and then we'll see it again Saturday. So again, she said there's gonna be a lot of watching of a film. Um, um, so yeah, we'll again, it'll be very interesting see it going forward. But yes, so now I'm gonna try. I'm efforting getting you Coach Miller's sound. Oh man! All right, well. I wonder if there's room for this. Let's see. Nope. All right. Well, whew. So, but hey, we're gonna shift gears again. Gonna effort that and see as to why. It's one thing. We are gonna definitely shift gears and talk hockey. As again, the Devils they return home this weekend as they take on Colorado College. Yes. They take on Colorado College this weekend. But wait, first, just thought about that. Let's talk men's hoops as they open their season tonight. Yes, I know. Women's last night, men's tonight at the good old DFA. And they will be playing at 7 p.m. Yes, I got that right. 7 p.m. And they are taking on Southern Utah. So, yes, it'll be on ESPN Plus. You can also listen on 6:20 a.m. or Sirius XM 892 or the Sirius XM app. So, again. And then Sunday at 1, the good old DFA. They're sticking with the state of Utah. Utah Tech, which is formerly Dixie State, by the way. Pretty sure I got that right. Dixie State used to be a JUCO junior college team. It was in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference in football. But yes, Dixie State, and then they went Division I, and now for some reason they changed names to Utah Tech. But just a little there for you. And then November 14th, DFA guys. It is just 10 days away. But Gonzaga, yes, Tommy Floyd's old stomping grounds. Granted, he's the Arizona assistant, as you guys all know, but as you all know. But yeah, Gonzaga will be here the 14th, and then the 17th they take on Georgia State, and then they head to Hawaii as they take on Hawaii November 20th, and then but then in the Southwest Maui Invitational on November 24th, they will stay there. So they take on Texas, and then they will take on either Washington State or Chaminade on the 25th, that Tuesday, and then on Wednesday, November 26th, is the third round. So, yes, that is that. So, I mean, it's one of those things where but they but yeah, that's what they have coming up here in November. So yes, and then they'll have a little bit of a break, and in the Jerry Colangelo Classic, which we played at the Suns Arena, they will take on Oklahoma December 6th, and then December 9th at DFA they have NAU, and then in the Lee's Family Forum in the Jack Jones Hoop Classic, they will take on Santa Clara December 13th, and then we're doing a little Pac-12 rivalry there at UCLA December 17th. They host Oregon State December 21st. And then you start conference play with Colorado after the new year. So, again, we're not going to jump too far ahead. It is truly one game at a time. Just, again, absolutely awesome, Coach Hurley and the team. And again, yes, some new faces, as you guys, I have mentioned, but yes, I mean, his son, though, Bobby Hurley Jr. coaching with him, as a grad assistant. And so, yeah, you talk about that. We'll hear from Coach. But yeah, just very, very flustered because let's see, I doubt that's going to work now. You've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, wait. So hold on. Okay, so maybe you had to reset. So maybe we can. Well, that makes absolutely no sense. But all right, let's. Wow, that's funny. All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll hear a little bit from Coach Hurley, obviously about the team. Talked to him the other day. Take a quick break, go into a teeny bit of overtime. But you know what? Actually, no. Yeah. Actually, no, we don't need to take a quick break. We are going to hear from Coach Hurley, teeny bit of overtime, and then we'll get out of here. But yes, we will hear from Coach Hurley. And we'll work on it because tomorrow, again, we will hear from Coach Miller. Believe me, you'll get it all squared, Pitchfork Lunchers. But yeah, we'll hear from Coach Miller and the team, and then, but yeah, we'll hear a little bit from Coach Hurley, and then tomorrow we'll also hear from Coach Powers. All right. But yes, without any further ado, let's hear from Coach Hurley from the other day. Again, getting ready for the season, talking about lots to talk about. But yeah, we'll hear a good amount of it. And there we go. All right, here is Coach Hurley.
How do you feel? We've had a good preseason. I think overall, a couple exhibition games. I thought able to get a lot out of that. So it's been positive. We kind of had a continuation of last season's dilemma with injuries that we fought quite a bit. So got a lot of experience with that over the last 2 years. So trying to push through that. Got some news on that front. Unfortunately, on Sunday versus Texas A&M, VJ Wallace went up for a dunk and he dislocated his ankle. So he had surgery yesterday. He's going to miss the season. It was really heartbreaking to see it. It was probably one of the worst ones that I've seen. His prognosis is very good to get better in a couple of months following the surgery, but just the players were really emotionally beat up just seeing that. It's hard to even finish the game, really. Feel terrible for VJ, but he's a great kid, a hard worker, and he'll get back to where he was prior to the injury. Yesterday at practice, Noah, our guard from Belgium, rolled his ankle, so he's going to be out a few weeks. It's just one of those freak things that happens in practice. So he luckily is not going to need any surgery, and so that was the good silver lining there. But there's been a lot on the injury front, so just been today wasn't not as many live reps. There won't be as many live reps, so we could get to the game in one piece on Tuesday. But the positive side of this is we're getting some guys back from injury. Alan McKeeba looked very good in practice today. He's been out by 6 weeks. Last week was his first week to go non-live, and this week he's gone live and he's doing very well. So he's trending to get back, and the same thing goes for Marcus Adams. They were both on a very similar timeline to get back with lower leg injuries. I think I've covered everything with that. Masamba Diop You know, we didn't have him play in the exhibition. He probably could have, but he rolled his ankle in our Irvine exhibition, so we were very careful with him, just making sure he's 100%, and he's been in practice all week as well. So getting some guys back. We lost a couple of guys, so that's really the biggest news right now. I would imagine in the program. It's just what's been happening with our guys physically.
So is it just the two guys that you're not expecting to be available for Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of time between now and then, but everybody else was active and available in practice. There's potential to be a bit of a minute restriction for both Allen and Marcus as they are closer and are able to play the game. They don't have the foundation that some of the other guys that have been working consistently throughout the preseason. So I'll try and get a handle on that with our medical to see what that looks like.
Coach, what's the biggest area of improvement that you've seen with this team in this offseason coming off of last year?
I mean, last year's group, I enjoyed coaching them. They had a very high upside. We never reached it. This team, I don't know if the upside is as high, but like the coachability, the attitude, how they conduct themselves every day. They've been very push button to work with and very enjoyable to coach. They, I think, genuinely like each other. I thought we did some nice things, against A&M. A&M is a different style. If anybody watched the game, their coach was at Sanford, and they before going to Texas A&M, they pressed the whole game and they trapped. And I thought, we handled it well. The guards did. We took care of the ball and we didn't turn it over. Got some guys that could shoot the ball, and we have an interior presence. We got multiple players that I think we could throw the ball to in the post. So I think we got pretty good mix.
Lots of new guys on this team coming from different places. Bo Odom, one of those new guys, we saw him at court back there. He's been very vocal with his guys. What has his leadership kind of been like?
He's older. He's played a lot of games. He's got a lot of confidence. Plays with that confidence. He's a point guard. He's a true point guard. He's a leader. Plays to win. I think his teammates really enjoy playing with him because of his feel for the game and his ability to find the open man. And that's why he was fourth in the country in assists. He's been fantastic. Really since day one. Hasn't missed a day. He's just a playmaker. He makes plays, and guys enjoy playing.
How have you seen these guys working together with so many new parts?
I thought, if you have unselfishness, or if someone just wants the ball, be ball dominant, it may not work with so many new guys. I think they're organically, kind of naturally moving the ball, sharing the ball, playing together. I liked our fight. These guys really compete. We were down multiple guys. I thought coming into the season, maybe 3 starters, for Texas A&M, and to, be winning most of that exhibition game, and seeing how hard they fought and competed was very impressive to me.
You obviously went overseas a bit for the roster building this offseason. What traits were you looking for as you went down that path?
Older guys, experienced players, guys that played at a good level in Europe, that played against really good competition. It's underrated how well coached some of those guys can be when they get to you. Like they haven't disappointed in that regard at all. Like Masamba Diop has had 2 years in Spain where he's really he can be pretty special. Stuff he can do. You don't have to teach him a lot. He intuitively knows to do certain things, and same thing with AG, Andrea, Noah. All these guys have really been very good at picking things up, and their coachability is very high.
Specifically with the difference between European basketball and American basketball, what are you finding with things you're able to do maybe different than usual?
They know how to play, don't make any stupid plays very often. You kind of make the right play. These guys know how to move the ball. They can make shots. I think we got our front court to really shoot the ball. There isn't a guy on the front court that I might not allow to shoot a 3 this year, because they've all kind of proven in practice that they can do that. So usually you're getting a guy that's been, like I said, well coached and skilled and kind of knows how to play.
Do you feel too that with the international players, Coach, here a lot of times I know because I mean I've heard you talk about people like Olympics, like it's a little more just in general physical. Some of the fouls aren't called. Is that like a big adjustment for them too?
I think the biggest adjustment is just pace of play. Just the American game is faster, so they're trying to get acclimated to that. And Noah in particular talked a lot about that. Like the European game is a little more half-court oriented, and now all of a sudden Noah is playing against Texas A&M that's trying to play 1,000 miles an hour. So it's like that's where the adjustment is, so that the game slows down for you enough. And they're starting, I think, pick up things better and get used to that in that regard.
Two-part question here. Part one, was there intention in your non-conference scheduling this year to prepare you guys for Big 12 play better? And second part, what's your current assessment of the way the Big 12 is shaking out this season?
Yeah, I like what we did. We scrimmaged UC Irvine. I've been doing that for a few years. They're one of the better mid-major programs on the West Coast, and they really are disciplined. They run half-court offense, so they're going to force you to guard different actions, and they're going to play physical. It was a slower paced game. This game versus Texas A&M entirely different, so we got a taste of two different styles of play, so I thought it was positive. I get to change lineups and look at different combinations of both of those games. As far as the Big 12, I mean, goes without saying what it is. It's a beast. It's it's a gauntlet, whatever the word you want to use, and it's a loaded conference. You got some high-profile freshmen in the league. You got first-team All-Americans that are older. I mean, it's top to bottom. It's fantastic. Really high hopes for a great season.
You talk about the conference being loaded. The first Big 12 preseason media poll drop, and you guys were picked to finish last. Do you feel like you guys carry that as kind of like a chip on your shoulder heading into the season?
I mean, I mentioned to the guys once, just kind of like file it away. It wasn't you guys. You guys didn't vote on it. It was the coaches. I think it's hard to judge, though. My team is a little bit mysterious, maybe, just in terms of not having a lot of film on some of these guys that we have, particularly from overseas. And then we went with mid-major guys that were very productive, that are transferring up. So we'll see how all that translates. But I don't feel like we're a team that is at the bottom of any league. But it is a really brutal league. It is a very good league, and I guess they had to pick somebody last.
What does a creator like Mo Odom enable for you offensively?
I think Mo just he could play great in ball screen. He could escape bad places that he gets himself in. He's just got like this unique ability off the dribble to just be shifty and draw the defense, and he could rifle a pass to a three-point shooter. He could throw a lob, and he could score it enough that you have to honor that as well. And then he plays to win. Like every segment that we have that's live, man, he's just as competitive as I'd want a guy at that position, to be, because everything he's trying to do is about winning.
Does he remind you of yourself in any ways?
Not so much, because maybe with his instincts and knowing where guys are to pass, he's got a lot of handle, a lot of game off the bounce. He reminded me a little bit of Trey Holder, but just like Trey was a better scorer and he's a better passer, but the same ability just to get in the paint, kind of whenever they want.
Coach, what do you hope the identity of this team is the first couple of weeks of the season? What are you trying to at least send out? You mentioned just not having a whole lot of film for the rest of the country to look at. What do you hope the identity of this team is right now?
I mean, I just hope we compete and scrap like we did, on Sunday and versus Texas A&M. And I think that this team has the potential to get better as the weeks progress, based on getting guys late to campus from overseas in September, and usually we would have guys in the summer, and a couple of guys lost the entire summer, having guys out with injuries, not being able. I could see us being way better, in December or January than we are in November. But along the way, we just gotta keep battling and keep showing up and keep guarding and keep playing unselfishly. And a lot of things we did versus Texas A&M, I thought a guy like Anthony Pig Johnson should be like what our identity is, like blue collar guy. Like he was an NAIA player last year. And, you know, he had 27 points on Sunday. So against Texas A&M, the Power Conference. So, you know, there's basketball players everywhere that, you know, we were able to really find a guy like him that just plays with a lot of passion and can really run. He's got a motor, and you know, he was impressive on Sunday. So I'm happy for a kid like that. That's a great story. I think we have to try and be a good story this year. I'm tired of sitting in front of you complaining about injuries and why we maybe underachieved or didn't do as well as we wanted to. I'm hoping we get a different outcome this year.
Well, there he is. Bobby Hurley heard it. I mean, and again, Anthony Pick Johnson, again, very new, lineup. You just think about, okay, he mentioned Mo Odom. There we go. Yeah, Mo Odom, 6'2" senior guard who was at Pacific and Pepperdine. But he's from, Coach Hurley's, the neck of the woods. I mean, he's from the Bronx, obviously Coach Hurley being from Jersey. But, man, just hearing him talk the other day too, just making sure that ball, moves around, run the offense and everything. So it'll be interesting to see, my friends. Very interesting to see but like Mo Odom's one of those guys. And he said Anthony Pig Johnson, he's a 6'3" senior guard. He went to the University of the Cumberlands, and then he was at Northeast Mississippi Community College. So, yes, in this day and age of the transfer portal, usually more than one. But, he talks about, international players, Santiago Truet from Argentina. He was at USD. Dante Holoman, was at Georgia Southern, UTSA, and then UTRGV. So Bryce Ford transferred in from Toledo, like I said, Mo Odom, Pacific and Pepperdine. VJ Wallace, Illinois Valley Community College, and then he was at Triton College. And then Marcus Adams Jr., he was at BYU and then Cal State Northridge. And then Alan Mukeba was from, University of Missouri, Kansas City, and then he was at Oakland. So, yeah, it's just, it's interesting, very, very interesting. So, yeah, but 2 7-1 guys in Masamba Diop, freshman center from the Senegal, and also Dame Solane, who is a freshman, who's at Safford High School in Texas, but is from Biella, Italia, another Italian. So, yeah, it'll be, again, tonight you will get to see them on display, and they are taking on, like I said, Southern Utah tonight. Yes, as they take on Southern Utah tonight, and then Utah Tech on Sunday at 1 p.m. Little matinee hoops on Sunday. So, yeah, a lot going on. But, get out there tonight, 7 p.m., Desert Financial Arena. You can be there tomorrow night for volleyball, Friday night for volleyball, Friday night for hockey, Saturday for swim, women's hoops, hockey. Man, it's rocking in Sunday. I know football's on a bye. I'm just saying, next week football will be back playing in West Virginia. We'll have all this going on too. So, yeah, it'll be a party. It will be a party. So, nonetheless, that's going to do a little overtime of Pitchfork Lunch. But, we will, again, I will have everything Coach Miller tomorrow as well too. So, yes. But have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Again, hopefully they're a little spicy. Add a little jalapenos, maybe some sriracha, Tabasco, green chili sauce, whatever you like. Make them a little spicy, some cayenne pepper. But, so have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. I will see you tomorrow. We'll recap the game. We'll talk a little more hockey, talk more volleyball too. We will go from there. But you guys have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Make them a little spicy. And, yes, as always, thanks to reigning Big 12 champs women's volleyball, and they are crushing it. Again, Texas Tech tomorrow night for Southern Night. It is hashtag our state, school down south, just so you remember that. And you guys know it. I mean, as always, go Devils, but you know it. Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Two play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Quick flag.
Third down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure. Chuck this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
The other way. Still going back. That's the drag. Locks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.